Yo, what is up, guys? James Carter TV here for yet another video in my 32 teams in 32 days 2015 NFL season preview videos. Today we are talking about the San Diego Chargers. This is a video that was supposed to be uploaded a couple days ago, but I actually got my schedule mixed up myself, so that's just great. But nevertheless, the Chargers are a team that I'm high on this year. So really, I don't have to spend much time talking because I don't have to convince you guys of anything because I'm pretty sure you agree. This is a team that was 10-6 a couple years ago, 9-7 last year. They went down one win and then they improved in the offseason. I don't think anyone can dispute that. So let's look at their strengths, their weaknesses, their toughness of their schedule, and I'll give you my win-loss prediction for the San Diego Chargers. All right, the biggest strength for me has to be the quarterback position. Philip Rivers, again, continues to be the strongest point of this team. Whether he likes it or not, that's just the case. And hopefully he stays. If you're San Diego, you want him to stay for a while longer. I'm not sure how many great years he has left. But we also have to remember, guys, they're quarterbacks. Quarterbacks can play until they're 38, and then they'll start falling off. So he could have plenty of years left. So when there was talk about trading Philip Rivers in the offseason, I'm like, hey, this guy is still pretty freaking good. To me, he's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. The problem is, you guys have not surrounded this guy with a good defense since like 2009. Okay, so why don't you focus on that and worry about that? And then we'd have a conversation. And they have. And that leads me to my second strength. And that is their cornerback position. Their secondary, mostly all of those secondary for the most part. You have Brandon Flowers, who they stole from the Kansas City Chiefs. And as the Chiefs draft a first-round cornerback this season, we, and I'm sure you, or I, and I'm sure you are wondering why you had your corner. You let him go. Yeah, there were issues in the locker room. Now he's off in your division, doing well for San Diego. You're wasting your time drafting Marcus Peters. You had a good cornerback in Brandon Flowers. But not only do the Chargers have Brandon Flowers, they also have Jason Verrett, or Verrett, however you want to pronounce it, because I've heard commentators say both ways, out of TCU, rookie last year, big play-making rookie. This guy saved the Chargers game against the Raiders in Oakland last season. To me, with that game-winning interception, he continued to make plays throughout the entire season, consistent quarterback, and he just might improve. So that's two huge holes that used to be a problem for the Chargers. Remember the days of Sharice Wright and what was that guy's name that started with a Q? I can't remember him, but Chase Oliver, if he's watching this, he knows exactly what I'm talking about. He would yell about him. Quentin Jammer, and then someone else that was just so dopey. He's not even starting anymore because no one wants anything to do with him. And then behind them, you have Eric Weddle, who continues to be an elite safety at his position. No problems there. The offensive line, next strength for me, although it is in flux. They're now talking about moving DJ Fluker inside. Okay, but you guys resurrected the career of King Dunlap. Thankfully, now he'll be able to survive in the NFL because it didn't appear as if he was going to live a second longer after his year with the Eagles, but you guys resurrected his career. You guys got some free agent additions on that offensive line as well. And now we're looking at an offensive line that is once again becoming a strength for this team. It didn't play as well as you would have wanted it to last season, and I think that's why you didn't make the playoffs. But now it's back to the way it needs to be. Hopefully they gel and they cooperate and they work together well. And then you're looking at a very dangerous wide receiving core. The next strength, it's not as strong as a strength as I would like for it to be. That's the wide receiving core. I love Keenan Allen. I like Stevie Johnson. I'm not a big fan of Malcolm Floyd. Malcolm Floyd, he can make plays, yes, but I don't think you're getting anything consistent from this guy. Has he had a 1,000-yard season? I don't think so. Maybe he has. I don't trust Malcolm Floyd. I mean, this guy's had chances to develop. He's had a good season here and there. He's injury prone. He has issues there. He's inconsistent. So let's not have a conversation about him. But the other two, Keenan Allen and Steven Johnson, and Michael Floyd as a third, okay. Your tight ends, Antonio Gates got to serve a suspension. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Antonio Gates is going to have to serve a suspension, so you do have some young guys behind him that will be able to produce those, so that's fine. Defensively, there are some weaknesses. The defensive line. and why these guys continue. I mean, they've had the opportunity to upgrade this position over the past number of years, but for some reason they keep deciding not to. As they boast a defensive line with Corey Liuget and Kendall Reyes, who should not be starting in the NFL anymore. I mean, these are two guys, especially Kendall Reyes. Yes, he was a second-round pick in like 2012, 2013. Or maybe 2011. I don't care. He sucks, guys. He sucks. He's bad. He's inconsistent. Get him out of the starting lineup, please. I beg of you. And then Corey Liuget is better than him, but that's not saying much. So I look at, sorry, there's something going on with my computer here. I'm trying to pull up the San Diego Chargers roster, and I'm having troubles. But there's something wrong, honestly, with Kendall Reyes. Corey Liuget is a better defensive lineman than him, but that's not saying much. So hopefully next year they'll learn from this lesson, or maybe Kendall Reyes actually plays well this season. I doubt it, but maybe. And then behind them, the inside linebackers are a position of question for me. Denzel Perryman is stepping up. Hopefully he'll be able to produce in his rookie season. Manti Taylor next to him is an average player, but he still needs to improve. And then the outside guys, I still have problems. You have Melvin Ingram, who has honestly underwhelmed. I mean, I thought this was going to be a 10-plus sack guy every year. I think he needs to get to that level. Jeremiah Tauchu behind him. He hasn't really developed up to this point. I'm not sure, do they still have Dry Freeney? I could tell you if the roster would pop up, but whatever. So I don't think so. I think he has to be retired now. He has to be, right? Maybe I'm just wrong on that. So, and then the running backs. How did I forget about the running backs? This is a strength, though. This is not a weakness. This is a strength. You have Melvin Gordon, who doesn't sound very good right now in training camp. I mean, let's be honest. In training camp or preseason, Melvin Gordon does not sound very good right now. So that's a position of question and of issue. But Brandon Oliver's pretty good. And that's why I didn't understand why the San Diego Chargers wanted Melvin Gordon so bad. Hey, why don't you go get a position of need like defensive line? Because to me, this Brandon Oliver kid is pretty good. And I don't think you need a good running back to be successful in the NFL, especially when you have Phillip Rivers at the quarterback helm. Instead of trying to play keep away offensively, why don't you try to just defend people? Then you won't have to play keep away. But whatever. And then behind him, you still have Danny Woodhead, who had a hell of an impressive touchdown run in the preseason game just yesterday. And then Donald Brown is even there too. So yes, they're a conglomerate and a combination of okay running backs, but when you use them creatively, I think they're pretty good. So I didn't understand the Melvin Gordon pick. Maybe he'll run for 1,200 yards and I'll be proven wrong, and the Chargers make the playoffs and they win the AFC. Maybe. I doubt it, and we can bet if you want to. So let's look at the toughness of this San Diego Chargers schedule, if you do not mind. All right. It's a tough schedule. Mainly because, to me, you're going up against, well, not to me, you are. You're going up against the NFC North, including trips to Green Bay and to Minnesota. Congratulations. The two toughest teams in the NFC North you are traveling to. So those are tough games. Then you host Detroit and you host Chicago. Those are winnable games, very much winnable games. So 2-2, maybe 3-1. Maybe you go to Minnesota and beat Minnesota. I think it'll be tough, but I'll say 2-2 against the NFC North. You find yourselves obviously in the AFC West. So there are issues there though, because I'm high on the Kansas City Chiefs, just like I'm high on you though. And the Denver Broncos, whether you want to believe Peyton Manning is done or not, they're still the Denver Broncos. Their defense is better than yours, okay? And then not only that, their quarterback, I would say, hell, he's better than yours. Their running backs aren't better than yours, but their offensive line aren't better than yours. But their wide receivers are better than yours. Okay, so they're gonna do well. I'm sorry, but hey, they're gonna do well. And the Kansas City Chiefs now, the Chiefs and the Chargers, I'm having issues picking which one of these teams is going to make the playoffs. Whatever you have, they don't. And whatever they have, you don't. All right, you guys have a quarterback in Phillip Rivers, they don't. I mean, they have an okay one in Alex Smith, but no, they don't. You guys have wide receivers. They have what? They have running backs. Spectacular running back. You don't. You have okay running backs, but not a spectacular one. They have outside linebackers. You don't. When you have okay ones, they have great ones. You guys have great cornerbacks, and they don't. I mean, it's such a vice versa thing going on there. I don't know what to make of what's going to go down in that division. If you guys had a defensive line that could penetrate that Kansas City Chiefs offense, you could sweep them. You could have great success. But when you're telling me you have this Chargers front seven going up against Jamal Charles twice, he's going to win one. And then you find yourselves going up against Denver. I already said how good Denver is. You'd be lucky to beat them once. I do think you will. But that's even saying a lot. So, and then Oakland, you had issues in Oakland. You won the game, but you had issues in Oakland. So that's something else to watch out for because they got better too. Everyone gets better. Everyone will tell you that they got better. Did they really? Oakland did. So AFC West looks kind of difficult. Then you find yourself going against I already say the AFC North? No, I didn't. The AFC North, including trips to Baltimore, a trip to Cincinnati. You're hosting Pittsburgh, which is no easy task. And then you're hosting Cleveland. Okay, good. That's the easiest game I've seen on the schedule so far. You also find yourself going to Jacksonville and hosting Miami. Okay, those are winnable games. But man, and hell, even Miami, you guys lost 37-0 in 2014 to Miami. So, hey, that's not easy at all. This is a tough schedule. But despite all that, I'm picking the San Diego Chargers to go 10-6. But this is where I'm going to lose Charger fans. They're supporting me. They're saying, yeah, James, you're right. Yeah, this is where I'm going to lose you because I don't have to make in the playoffs. Now, listen to me. Please listen to me. Okay, the way I do my win-loss predictions, this is absolutely mathematically sound. I have each win and loss in the NFL season that could possibly be, and that is 256 wins total and 256 losses total. Okay, so mathematically it works out. So there are some teams I have to calm down about, and there are some teams I have to just trash just to fit that 256 to 256 ratio. That way my win-loss predictions are mathematically sound for all 32 teams in the NFL. Now, when I did this, I found that I was high on the Baltimore Ravens. Let me just tell you my playoffs, because I already announced all the playoff teams. So let's just talk about it. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Indianapolis Colts, who else do I have? The Miami Dolphins, and then the Denver Broncos. Okay, those are my division winners. Then I have the Patriots in the wild card, and I have the Ravens in the wild card. So, and the Patriots and Ravens are both 10-6. Now, you guys find yourselves going up against the Baltimore Ravens, but that matchup is in Baltimore. So, with that said, I picked Baltimore to win that one. But hey, you guys can win that game, can easily go 11-5, or maybe that will still get you 10-6 and make the playoffs over Baltimore. Because when it gets to this point, I don't know what the tiebreakers are going to be. I have no idea. So what I decide to do is, who do I trust more? And you can't blame me for picking the Ravens, who have made the playoffs 6 out of the past 7 years, or whatever the hell it is. If I think 5 out of the past 6, you can't blame me for picking that team. I believe that is more consistent, trusting them more to make the playoffs over your team. All right, you can't don't hate me for that, because I'm telling you, guys can easily make the playoffs. I'm not discounting or discrediting the Chargers' playoff chances, but I'm gonna trust the Ravens and Patriots more. But you guys could easily do it. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd support you. I'd be happy for you. I'm just not gonna project it because I trust those teams more. And spoiler alert, I also like the Chiefs. I think there's 4 teams that will be competing for the wild card, and it is going to be tight. And that is the Patriots, Ravens, Chargers, and Chiefs. And I have no idea how it's going to turn out. So I'm going to pick the 2 teams that have been making it for a while. So I I believe I've explained that as well as I could. Best case scenario, I think it's 12-4. I think everyone gels together. Melvin Gordon can run well. The defense appears to be decent. And Phillip Rivers takes his game to a new level of 12-4. Worst case scenario with this offense, Chargers have had some down years, but man, with this offense, with this offensive line, with these wide receivers, I can't imagine it's worse than 8-8. Maybe 7-9. 7-9 is the absolute worst. But again, my prediction is 10-6. Unfortunately, it may not be enough for a playoff spot, but you guys will be in the mix and in the discussion and in the competition. Until next time, James Carter TV, I'm out. Peace.